welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How's it going? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well. Excuse me for a moment. I forgot to check to see if there were boogers in my nose before I started recording, and now I realize I didn't check, and I was going to check while the song was playing, but the song is playing on my phone, so it's for me to, have reference when I'm editing, so I couldn't use the camera because then the song would turn off, so I'm going to use the camera now just to make sure I don't have boogers in my nose. I think I'm all good. It'd be embarrassing if I was wrong, if the check I just did was not sufficient and I still have boogers in my nose. I paused the podcast to check boogers in my nose, and if I still have them in my nose right now, it'll truly be the most embarrassing moment of my entire fucking life. Anyway, what's up? I'm free of boogers, dude. You got to do a booger check. You have to do it. I often use Instagram to do it because that way I'm checking... this is not a lie, I often use my stories on Instagram to see if I have boogers. And I will straight up write on it. I will zoom into my nostrils and I will write on the post, booger check. Do I have boogers? And sometimes people will respond to go, absolutely not, you don't. Or they'll respond to be like, yo, that's gross. Why are you doing this? Or they'll be like, I don't want to see the inside of your nostrils, you fucking weirdo. Or they'll type, ha, 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 ha. And that's who I'm doing it for, dude. I'm doing it for the people who are going to help me out and the people who are going to ha, 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 ha. And those who are disgusted, you just unfollow, dude. It's amazing to be the people who get mad at what you post and they tell you about it instead of just going, oh, I don't need this in my life anymore, and removing you from their life. That's the beauty of social media. You can remove anyone you want from your internet existence. Okay? You can essentially kill them off on the internet. You can block them. You can unfollow them. There are many ways to never, ever have to participate with another human being on the internet. In life, it's a little different. If I go up to you and just ask, hey, can you check my nose for boogies? You can't. You're going to have to get in my face a little bit to have me not do that anymore. But on the internet, it's a simple fix. And yet people still feel the need to message you and be like, what the fuck was that, man? Okay? Whatever, dude. I didn't want to see pictures of you at the club, dude. Fuck you. I don't know. I don't even know who I'm referencing right now. I didn't want to see you fucking act like you're the savior of our lifetime on the internet, okay? Don't come at me for asking you if I got boogers in my nose. I'm just trying to fucking... Just trying to fucking be a human, all the time. Yeah, dude, that's why I don't like people following me on Instagram. Almost every date I go on, if you see my story and it's me zooming into my nostrils and asking you if I got boogers in my nose, that means I'm going on a date. That means I'm on my way to a date. And that, honestly, that's part of the reason why when people are like, who I'm on the first date with, people who I haven't met before, dude, people on dating apps will ask to follow you on Instagram, and that's insane. I don't need you to see my life, I don't need you to see what my fucking brother looks like. I don't know you, dude. Also, I'm easy to find. Search my name, you'll find me. What, do you need my last name to find me? Well, fuck you then. Fucking be in my life long enough to learn my last name, then we can exchange Instagrams. I don't understand it. I don't understand how a phone number is more personal to people than their Instagram. It isn't. And I do understand. I understand because people will be like, well, your Instagram is social media. You have it's not a private Instagram you have. It's a public one. Anyone could see it. Yeah. Can they, though? Because apparently these people need to ask me to find mine instead of just finding it themselves. So is it as public as we think? I don't know. You can learn a lot of things about a person, or you can assume a lot of things about a person from their social media. Also, it's not good. I don't want somebody's social media before I go on a date with them, because I will start thinking things about them that might not necessarily be true. And then when I meet them, I'll have an altered perspective of what they could actually be. I want to go into a date unbiased, unknowing, ready to accept somebody as they come at me. I don't want to see you, with people that I don't like, just vibe-wise, I don't want to see a photo of you in front of a sunset going, the day today was so glorious, so nice to be around great friends and even better people. This is the crew. I don't want to see you with your friends in the park and hashtagging the image squad goals. I don't want to see that, dude, because then I'm going to hate you, and I don't even know if that's who you are or that's who you are online. Do you know what I'm saying? I've met very chill people who, for some reason, as soon as they start posting things, they need to take a picture on the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know why you need to do that. You ever see those people who are just set with their friends, and their whole hangout is just them taking turns taking pictures of one another and then looking at the phone to make sure the picture is good? Literally, none of them look at each other not through a lens the entire time they're hanging out. I see that constantly around the city. Every landmark you're at. I was at the Met, and there was a group of beautiful women. It's always beautiful women. It's always a group of beautiful women hanging out with each other and never looking each other in the eye. Because every time they're seeing the other person, it's through a camera lens in portrait mode. And they're like, yeah, it looks pretty good. What are you doing, dude? Why are you doing that? And those might be chill people. But when you catch them in that instance of their life, they're sad. They might be cool as fuck, dude. One of them might have a PhD in literature. Which isn't that cool? I don't know. I guess is that cool? I don't know, man. That could be either very lame or very sick. I don't know. One of them might cure cancer. Who the fuck knows? That's a generic thing to say, but that's it. That's top shelf. That's an easy thing to go to. One of them might be important enough to cure cancer, but in that moment, I wanted them to die. I hated them. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? What's up, guys? Boogers. I don't know why that's the start of this podcast. My hands are cracked. Can you see? If you're watching the podcast, can you see this? They're bleeding, dude, because I don't put on a hand lotion enough. And the first reason is I wash my hands too much, and I guess I don't dry them well enough, and it's the winter and my fucking skin cracks, and then I don't put hand cream on when I go to bed because I like to fucking listen to ASMR and watch it on my laptop, and I don't want to fucking touch my laptop with greasy hands. So then the one time when I would conveniently put on hand cream so that my hands wouldn't be cracked and gross, I've stopped putting on my hand cream in that moment. So now I'm just a bleeding, disgusting man. Now I'm just fucking a weird dude. If you see my hands, that's who I am now. If I'm on the subway, you might look at my eyes and go, nice eyes. His eyebrows are pretty fucking strong. And then you'll look at my hand and go, nah, dude, why is he bleeding? Which I could cover it up with gloves, but why do that? I don't want to get my bloods glovy. I don't want to get my bloods glovy, dude. I don't want to get my bloods glovy. You know what I'm talking about. That's not the right sentence, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get my gloves bloody. So I'd rather creep other people out with my bleeding knuckles than conceal them and get, and ruin a garment I have. Anyway, I forgot my mom's birthday this week, dude. Dude, I always forget. My dad's birthday is December 11th. No, see? I just fucked it up. That wasn't even on purpose, dude. That was an accident. I fucked it up again. There's two things that I fuck up all the time. I fuck up my parents' birthdays, and I fuck up an IUD. Those are two things. Every time I think of my dad's birthday, I go, it's December 11th. No, 6th. No, 11th. No, it's November 11th. That's what I do. And every time I do my mom's birthday, I go, it's December 11th. No, November 6th. No, it's December 11th. No, it's December 6th. And the funny thing is, I was just doing this as a kind of a bit, but I actually forgot as I was doing the impression of me forgetting. That's how fucking much I forget it. And every time I want to ask a woman about whether or not she's on an IUD or if she's telling me about an IUD, if I'm on the subject of an IUD, if we're talking about that, in my brain every single time I go, is it IED? It's IED, right? And then right when I'm about to say IED, I go, no, that's a landmine. It's IUD. And then I say the right one, and then the person has no idea how close I was to being a fucking idiot. I feel like that's most of my life, is people around me not knowing how close I was to saying the complete wrong thing and them being like, wow, you're the dumbest fucking person I've ever met in my life. That I'm constantly on the verge of that. I'm constantly on the verge of revealing that I'm the dumbest fuck you know. And I've done it where I'm like, yo, IED? You have an IED, right? And they're like, oh, I get it. Ha, good joke. And I'm like, what's up, dude? And they're like, oh, that's a landmine. I go, oh, yeah, because your pussy explodes. Ha ha. Anyway, yeah, no, it's the other one. And they're like, IUD. I'm like, yeah, I was making a joke. Dude, so much of my life is me saying the wrong thing and then someone assuming I'm smarter than that. And so they think I'm making a joke. Geography, dude. I'm terrible with geography. One time I said to somebody that, like, they were like, yo, what's next to Iraq? And I was like, fucking Germany. I don't remember what I said. I said Afghanistan. I couldn't tell you right now because I don't know what's close to it. I don't know what's close to it, so I can't make a joke about saying something that's far away from it. I don't remember what I said, but someone was like, hey, where's Iraq on a map? And I said, in the middle. And they were like, ha, 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 you're fucking around, right? And I'm like, nah, dude, that's where it is. And they were like, nah, okay, you're just you're joking. They assume, I continue to say, sometimes I double down with the incorrect answer so aggressively that a person just goes, this is a funny bit, and they assume, I guess I look smarter than I am, which is very fucking dumb. And I don't think people assume I'm smart. I think people think I'm dumb, but I'm even dumber than what their assumption is. Dude, people have thought I was dumb my whole life. In school, I won the reading. Have I talked about this on the podcast? Dude, I had this teacher called Miss Dodona, bro. Miss Dodona. Tiny woman. Tiny, tiny woman. I don't know why it's not really relevant to anything, but like that's how we knew her. That's how she was known. You know how you have a teacher and it's just they're known for a certain thing? I had another teacher, Mr. Pappas. He had veiny arms, dude. That's how we knew him. If someone didn't know who Mr. Pappas was, you were like, dude, the guy with the veins in his arms? And everyone was like, yeah, dude, that's him. Miss Dodona. If you didn't know who that was, you're like, reading teacher? They're like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, fucking very short. They're like, Miss Dodona. I know who you're talking about. Anyway, she, for some reason, when we played Gears of War, there's a lot of things about this teacher. What? Well, okay, so me and my friend would play Gears of War a lot, and the bullets were really big. And sometimes when you're a kid, you just say jokes that aren't funny at all, but for some reason it becomes an inside joke between you and your friend, and then it becomes the funniest thing of all time. You can do inside jokes when you're older, but they have some... If you explained an inside joke to another person when you're older, you'll kind of get it. But I feel like if you're younger and you make an inside joke, it largely will never be funny unless you were in the moment and in the mind of a child. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we were playing Gears of War and the bullets were really big, and I was talking about how giant the bullets were, and then I was like, these bullets are so big, these bullets are the size of Miss Dodona. Miss Dodona is the size of a Gears of War bullet. And that became like a bit that me and my friend said. Not that funny of a bit, but in the moment, funniest thing of all time. Me and him would cackle over Xbox Live being like, these bullets are the size of Miss Dodona. Fucking dumbest thing ever. Anyway, but this teacher, one time, I was doing very well in her class because I was good at reading. I was good at reading class. I was good at English. Reading and writing I was always good at in school. And we were getting our report cards one time, and Miss Dodona gave me my report card. And I guess she wanted to add a little zhuzh to it, because she didn't just want to give me a good grade. She wanted to like really let me know I was doing good. And she patted me on the back and she said, "You do good in this class." And at the time, I thought it was weird, but it was like more funny weird. And now in retrospect, looking back, I'm just like, that's weird. Why'd she tap me on the shoulder and say, "You did good in this class"? It's weird, dude. Don't touch me, bro. I don't know you. You're fucking... Just because you're my height doesn't mean you could touch me, dude. Just because you're the size of us fucking 7th graders doesn't mean you can fucking touch me at will, bro. I think I was in 8th grade. I apologize for this squeaky mic arm. If you're hearing it right now, which you probably are. Anyway, and that became another running joke between me and my friend. We would just always say, you do good in this class," as a joke. Anyway, it became apparent that I did really good in that class, because then in 8th grade at graduation, they gave out like superlatives. I think that's what they were called. They gave out like awards for the person who was the best in a certain subject. And they like announced it to the whole class. And I was this shitty little chubby fucking punk skateboarder kid who just, fucked around and said a bunch of stupid shit. And all the kids who were getting these awards for English, math, whatever the fuck, they were all smart kids. They were all known to be smart kids. And I remember I went up, and I remember everyone was getting called up for these awards. And the person would come up and everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, of course they got it. Of course Mikey fucking got it. Of course fucking Eve got it." These are people's real names. Hey, listen, I'm not saying anything bad. They're smart people, dude. They're fucking smart people. I'm not saying anything bad, dude. They're smart. Anyway, people were going up and hugging the other teachers. And then Miss Dodona had to give out her award, because it was every teacher gave out one of them, I think. Or it was like there was like 2 reading teachers, and each reading teacher gave out the reading award for the best person in the class. And there were 2 history teachers, and so on and so forth. And so Miss Dodona was one of these reading teachers, and I learned at this graduation ceremony that I didn't just do good in this class, but I did great in the class, because she called me up to the stage for the reading award. And I remember when she said my name, a lot of people were like, "What?" A lot of people were like, "What the fuck, dude? Jake? Huh? Can he even read?" And I got up and I'm like laughing because I think it's funny. And then, as I said, people would go up, accept the award, and hug their teacher. And I went up, accepted the award, laughed, and walked away. And in that moment, I was like, I chalked it up all this time to being like a nervous kid and like not understanding what was going on. But now that I think about it, I think part of what played into that was her tapping me on the shoulder and saying, "You do good in this class." I couldn't risk the advancement of a hug. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go from her tapping me on the shoulder to hugging her, because next thing I know, she might be a pedophile trying to fuck me, dude. I don't know. I'm sure she's not, dude. I'm sure she's not. I'm sure she would never. I mean, I've used her real name on this podcast, so I apologize to her. She wouldn't do that. I'm just making a joke. But at the same time, you gotta watch out, dude. I don't fucking know, dude. I haven't seen her since, dude. I didn't know what her agenda was. She fucking put her hand on my shoulder. I didn't want to give her the wrong idea. Next thing I know, she's like, "Well, you did hug me, okay? You were interested too, dude. You were fucking interested in me. You hugged me. Why'd you hug me?" I'd be like, "Dude, I got the reading award. Everyone was hugging people." "Yeah, but you still gave me a hug. You could have not done it." "Yeah, you're right, and I did." No, she's a good teacher. Anyway, but the more important thing is, I feel like I've told this story on here, but fuck it. I'm telling it again. But the moral of the story is, or the thing that I learned from this was everybody in my class thought I was dumb as fuck because everybody was shocked that I got this award. And then people literally came up to me and were like, I didn't know you like were smart. And I'm like, I don't know if smart is the right thing to call me. I won an 8th grade reading award. I'm not going to Yale, dude. You know? This teacher, this might have been fucking, you know, she might have had an agenda behind this. I don't know how smart she thought I was, dude. Maybe she thought I was a cute little punk kid. I don't fucking know, dude. Okay? Maybe I charmed her. Maybe I'm not smart, dude. Maybe I'm just a fucking stud. No. No. I don't know why I think it's funny to pretend that she was a pedophile. She wasn't, dude. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. She's a nice lady, dude. She was a good teacher. Anyway, but yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is people have always thought I was kind of dumb. And I feel that even today. People often think I'm not stupid, but they think... I think I give off... I don't know. Maybe I just got a big fucking doofy face. I don't know what it is, but I do think that I give off a sense to people that like I'm a dumb fuck. Or not a dumb fuck. I think I give off the energy that I'm not thinking too much about stuff. At least when I'm like meeting someone on the surface. I feel like when people start talking to me, they start to realize like, "Oh, okay." But when people just meet me, I think they're very much like, I don't give a fuck. This guy seems... I mean, my friend said I'm very aloof, which maybe that's what it is. My aloofness, people assume to be stupidity. And it's not totally untrue. I mean, I'm pretty dumb, dude. Like I said, every time I want to say IUD, I think IED until it comes out of my mouth. I still am not confident in telling you my parents' birthdays right now. December 6th and November 11th. That's what it is. My mom's is December 6th and my dad is November 11th. And also, now I'm remembering this is where we started. Anyway, so I forgot my mom's birthday. Bringing it all back. I forgot my mom's birthday. And so, I felt very bad about it, dude. I'm not going to lie. I felt terrible all week. It was Monday and my mom texted me about something. I forget what she texted me about. My mom texted me about, I've talked about this before. The info she gives me is somebody died, my grandma broke her arm, or somebody got married. That's what she tells me. Or it's like money stuff or job stuff. She's asking me how my work is or like how I am with money. That's not, she's just trying to make sure I'm like not dead. That's it. She's trying to make sure I'm not dead and inform me on who's dead or who's in love. That's my mom. That's everyone's mom, as far as I'm concerned. Once her last kid is over the age of 24, that's her brain becomes that. Because now she's in now she's just coasting to her death. I said that to my mom the other day. I was like, you guys are just like, chilling until it's over. They are. My mom and dad are just chilling until it's like, oh, fuck. I guess this is going to stop now. Oh, shit. I guess my heart. Yeah. All right. That's the last beat. Okay. That's, which is fine, which is kind of cool. Isn't that? I said that to my mom and she laughed, but I could see other people thinking that's like a rude thing to say. But like, I feel like that's a relief. Isn't that a nice thing? Isn't it nice to know that it's over? That you're just chilling for 20 more years? I mean, the reason why my grandma at 90, in the horrible shape she's in, the reason why she keeps on trucking is because her life is just chilling. She just hangs out with friends. She watches TV. She eats fucking Hostess cupcakes. She's chilling, dude. She's happy as fuck because she doesn't have a care in the world. And that's, isn't that nice? She doesn't have to think about money. She doesn't think about anything. She literally does not think about anything. And I think that's why she isn't dead yet. If you worry yourself with nothing, you have no worry. And you don't have that fucking weight on your back killing you extremely slowly and steadily. I'm sure that's healthy for you to not have that fucking weight. But anyway, I forgot my mom's birthday. And she texted me randomly because we talked about some logistical thing, and then that was it. And then she texted me randomly a picture of Winnie the Pooh going like this. With like, I didn't realize at the time with a birthday hat on. I just thought it was Winnie the Pooh waiting for dinner. I don't know why the birthday hat didn't register in my brain. I was just like, yeah, okay, Winnie the Pooh doing this. I thought it had to do with the message she sent me. Let me look up. It's going to be hard to find the message because we've texted a bunch since then. But it was like, it was some logistical thing and then that. And I was like, oh, maybe she's just like reacting to what we said about buying a chair. I don't even know what we're talking about. I was like, hey, I'm going to buy a chair. Could you get me a chair for Christmas? Hey, Mom, I don't want to buy this chair. Could you, I mean, Christmas is coming up. You want to help me? That's also, by the way, that's what Christmas is as an adult. It's like, I wish I could get a chair. I was thinking about that today because I was so excited to get Chick-fil-A. And I was like, damn, dude, that's what life is as an adult. It's like, I can't wait to get out of work and eat Chick-fil-A. That's going to be like the highlight of my week. It's a fucking unhealthy meal that will take a little bit of time off my life, but fuck it. It's the most exciting thing I got going on this Monday. And the chair is the same kind of a vibe. It's like it's one of those things where it's what it is as you get older, the things that you like, if you were told that as a kid, would bore the fucking shit out of you. Now those things are fun. Although Chick-fil-A, if I was a kid, if I was fucking 15 years old and you told me we were going to get Chick-fil-A, I'd be psyched. Never mind, dude. I'm still a kid. Chick-fil-A is a kid thing to be excited about. Getting a new chair is an adult thing to be excited about. So I guess I have a nice balance going on. Anyway, that's the end of the first part. I'll fucking finally talk about forgetting my mom's birthday in the second part. See you in a sec. What's up? I'm back. So my mom. So I forgot. Right? She sends the Winnie the Pooh thing. I kind of ignore it. I think it has to do with something we already said. Because my mom lately, I started like liking her texts or sending a smiley face or like hearting her text. So now she's been sending me faces back and like liking my text and shit. And I think she thinks it's like fun or exciting. So I was like, oh, maybe this is just part of elevating the conversation in her brain into something more fun. You know, this is really her immersing herself into technology. It's like, oh, I know how to use an image. I know how to use a GIF or a GIF or however you want to call it. However you want to call it. Dude, I have no command over the English language. Shouldn't have a podcast, but it's my choice. So fuck it. I'm choosing to do this. I said shouldn't have a podcast like someone gave this to me. No one did. I'm the asshole who chose to do this. I'm the asshole who was like, oh yeah, I should do that. I should talk for an hour. Maybe somebody will listen. Fucking stupid cunt. I'm a dumb cunt. Anyway, so she sends that, ignore it. A couple hours later, she sends the same GIF again, or GIF, whatever it is. If you're getting angry at my pronunciation of it, kindly go fuck yourself. Dude, when people argue GIF or GIF, I want to nuke everybody. I want everyone to die. Everyone associated with that conversation and they're actually angrily having it with somebody, you should both die. I don't like you. And I've heard people who I love have that argument, want to kill them when they do it. Want to kill them, dude. I love them and I don't want them to die, but when they have that argument, I want to shoot them in the brains. Anyway, my mom, I'm never going to fucking finish this story. She sends it again. She sends the same Winnie the Pooh thing. And again, I just see it and go, okay, yeah, I saw it, dude. What are you doing? And again, I don't recognize it's a birthday hat. So then hours go by and my mom texts me. She goes, hey, is everything all right? You just didn't call or anything, so I just want to make sure you're fine. And I said, yeah, I'm good. I go, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, was I supposed to call her about something? Because also, here's the thing. My mom, if I don't text her back for a couple hours or I don't text her back for a day, she's like, hey, I'm making sure you're all right. You never texted back, so I'm just making sure you're all right. And I go, yeah, I'm good. And she goes, okay, thank you for texting back. So I thought this was just another one of those moments. Because it happens enough where it could just be another one of those moments. And then I forget what happened, but then my mom texted me the next day or something and was like, hey, it's okay, but she said something about it being her birthday the other day. I think she finally responded and was like, oh, okay, I was just making sure you were all good because you didn't call for my birthday. And you usually do. And then I felt fucking terrible. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I totally forgot. And then she's like, oh, it's all good. Your brother forgot too, but I sent him that Winnie the Pooh thing and then he remembered. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'll call you today. And she goes, oh, it's really fine. You don't have to call me today. It's totally cool. And then I didn't call her until the weekend. And I called her up and was like, hey, Mom, happy birthday. And she's like, oh, thank you. Oh. And I go, also, you still have the VHSs, right? So even then, I called my mom a week late. And I kind of it was mainly for the VHS talk. It was mainly for me to be like, hey, don't sell the VHSs because they could be worth something. And then as I'm talking to her and she's like, I don't think VHSs are worth much. I'm like, well, VCRs are like $600 to buy. And she goes, yeah, okay. Well, I didn't realize they were that much. They're that much? I go, yeah, they're that much. Didn't you see that when you bought one? She goes, well, I bought one for like $30. I go, yeah, but that one is broken. You bought a broken one. The ones that work and are refurbished or whatever are like $600. She goes, yeah, I guess I didn't see that one. I just saw like $100. I was like, no, I'm looking at $600 ones. And she goes, well, our VHSs aren't in very good condition. I was like, well, they probably are hard to come by. They're probably hard to find. And she goes, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to keep them. Yeah, of course. I keep a lot of your guys' stuff. And I'm getting pissed off and kind of arguing with her. And then I'm looking on Amazon and literally I see The Grinch on VHS for $7. So I forget my mom's birthday. I call her a week later for a selfish reason. And then I'm also arguing with her about a thing she's right about. While being like, hey, happy belated birthday. And my mom is so sweet that she's just happy I'm talking to her on the phone. Oh, dude, I felt like such a piece of shit. And that's the thing, too, is that I felt really bad, and I still feel bad that I forgot my mom's birthday, but my mom, like, doesn't care at all. My mom loves her birthday, and she loves when people say happy birthday to her, but she doesn't care if we forget it, if that makes any sense. It's the most contradictory, weird, paradoxical shit I've ever seen in my life. Most people who love their birthday are upset if you don't mention their birthday, but my mom likes her birthday and brags that it's her birthday. Like, she tells people, like, oh, it's my birthday today, so that they say happy birthday. But also, if they don't say happy birthday, she's just, like, excited to say it's my birthday. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? It's my birthday. Isn't that so cool? It's cool. My dad, on the other hand, is not like that at all. My dad is the opposite. He won't tell anyone it's his birthday, and he will be pissed if you don't remember his birthday. And he might not say it, but he'll tell my mom. That's how my dad works. He won't say any of his feelings to anybody besides my mom, but my mom will tell us later. My mom is the middleman. And it's annoying because then my mom tries to be the middleman for me when my dad is in the room. And I've talked about this on the podcast. My mom tries to say things to my dad. She tries to explain to my dad what I'm saying to him in real time. And I'm like, listen, you do this for him. Stop doing it for me, dude. He knows what I'm saying. I'm articulating what I want to say correctly. Just because you decipher his bullshit doesn't mean we need that right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love my mom. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. December 6th. Got it, dude. Nailed it. November 11th, my father. Mine, May 5th. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. The fuck am I talking about? Yeah. Sorry to the fucking dead air. I just had a now that I finally finished that story, I don't even know how to fucking follow it up. I'm so relieved and amazed that I actually finished that story that I don't even know how to shift into something else. I was on I was on the subway the other day with my which is always an awesome story, dude. Somebody said that on stage. They were like, I was on the subway and they're like, which is always a great beginning of a bit or something like that. Made me laugh. But anyway, I was on the subway the other day. It made me laugh, but also I was like, yeah, I mean, come on, bro. You were on, I mean, some bits do, some good stories do start with that. I don't know. I'm sometimes it's fun when people make fun of themselves, but then, I mean, I've ranted on here about like, you should be self-deprecating, you should make fun of yourself. But sometimes I'm like, yeah, but don't sabotage yourself. What you're about to say might be hilarious. Anyway, I don't even know if what I'm saying makes sense, but I was on the subway. Fucking stupid tangent that I should not have gone on. Should have just immediately talked about the subway story. Anyway, I was on the subway with my roommate, and we were going to a show. Actually, the show where somebody said the thing about the subway. Anyway, none of this information matters. None of this information matters, dude. What matters is I was on the subway and this family got on. What I thought was a wife and husband, but then my roommate, my friend was like, oh, I think they might have been brother and sister. I don't know. They could have been. It was either a brother and sister or a mother and a father who was like, I don't give a fuck about this. Because he was on his phone the entire time this thing went down. But what happened was they got on the train and the kids sat down while they were standing up. And the kids sat down next to my roommate who I was sitting next to. So it was me, my roommate, and this kid at the end. And his parents were standing in front of us looking at him. Or his mom and his brother, not sure. The brother was on his phone the entire time. Or husband, don't know. But they both had their masks on, and and she was telling her son, put your mask on. And he's like, no, I don't want to. And she goes, put it on. He's like, I don't know. And then she's like, just put it on. And then and then I think she like pushes it up a little bit. And then she goes, put it on, put it all the way on. And then goes, I don't want it. No, I can't. And then she just puts it on. And then he just starts going, ah. And the mom immediately just like, she looks at him with the look of, she looks at him with a look of pure disgust. With just an intensity of just like, you piece of shit. You're going to do this right now? You're going to fucking do this to me right now? She looked at him like, I know this cry and I know it's bullshit and you're not going to fool me for a fucking second. She looked at him like, what? She looked at him annoyed that he's putting her in a position where people might look at her as a bad parent. But luckily for her, me and my friend were on her side. Because I also know that cry. I've heard that cry many times, dude. From babies, from adults. People do that. I've seen adults do that, where they just break it. I've talked about it on the podcast, where people just start crying because they think it'll turn everything towards their side. And you know what? I see through that bullshit. So this kid starts wailing, and my friend turns to me and he goes, so I've been thinking about reading more. This kid just going, the mom's staring at him with hatred. The fucking brother or dad is on his phone going, I don't give a dude, I'm fucking dying in this game right now. I don't know what he's playing. I was going to say Candy Crush, but there's no way that's happening. He wasn't 72 years old. And then I was going to say Angry Birds, but I was like, maybe. He's 30, could be playing Angry Birds. If he's 30 to 40, probably is playing that. Anyway, he's doing some shit on his phone. Maybe he's airdropping dick pics to people. I don't know. But he's occupied with his phone. The kids, the mom's, fuck you. And my roommate looks at me and goes, I've been thinking about reading more. And I break out laughing. And he knows what he's doing. He's saying something that, I mean, that's a funny thing to say when a kid starts wailing next to you. But then what happened, but also it's funny because we know the cry. And we start, and then the kid doesn't know he's doing this. He doesn't know how funny what he is about to do is, but it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The kid starts going, and then and then he pauses for a second, and then he kind of looks around and realizes, like, oh shit, no, I'm supposed to be crying. So then he just slips back into, so this kid's going between, and, because he keeps needing to cough. So he keeps pausing his crying to get the cough out, and then realizing, like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to still be crying. And then he continues the cry. And it was such, like, we already knew it was a bullshit cry, but the coughing combo made it so evident and obvious that it was like just a cry for attention, that me and my friend could not stop fucking laughing. To the point where, like, we're laughing out loud. Like, I'm holding my mouth, trying not to cackle. And other people, it's to the point where other people on the subway start looking at us and looking at the kid, and they start laughing. And then I see the kid look at us. He turns to us. In the middle of crying, he stops and does one of these. I'll turn. He stops and does one of these. Like he's trying to do his peripherals, but he's too young to know how to do it, so he just turns his eyes at us. He turns his eyes, but in a way where he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not actually, you don't see me doing this. But he clearly looked at him, my roommate, and then me. I like how I'm switching between roommate and friend. He's looking at my friend and then me, and he could see that we didn't give a fuck about his crying. And about 30 seconds later, he stopped crying altogether, and he was completely silent. And then he apparently said to, and then apparently they switched seats. And then apparently because his parents got seats, or his mom and dad got seats. And then she told him to move, and she goes, come here. And he just walked over. And my fucking friend was very impressed. He was like, damn, dude, that's impressive that you could just say, come here, and he could walk over. He goes, that's a good reason to have a kid. And I was like, or no, he goes, that'd be cool to have a kid and be able to do that to him. I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool. Not a good reason to have one, though. He was saying it like, I'm going to have a kid to fucking boss him around. I'm like, first of all, he's going to get older. And second of all, that's a bad reason. If you're thinking to yourself, hey, if I have a kid, I'll be able to get him to do whatever I want, you might be a fucking pedophile, dude. You might be a pedophile and or psychopath and or a piece of shit fuckface. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by I can get him to do whatever I want. I don't know, but it sounds nefarious, and stop talking and don't have a kid. But, yeah, I don't know. It reminded me of, I think I've told this story on the podcast. This whole podcast is me saying a bunch of times, I think I've told this story before. I should just call this episode might be called Redundant. Because that's what I fucking am, dude. But aren't we all, you know? I think about that sometimes. I'm like saying the same story. I used to be very concerned with telling the same story for a second time. And then enough people have done that to me where they say the same exact shit I've heard before. And now also enough times have happened where like someone's telling me the same story I've heard before, but I've forgotten it. So I kind of don't care that they're telling me it again, that it made me not really give as much of a fuck if I say the same thing again. If I say the same story again and no one tells me it's the same story, that's on you. That's on you. You're hearing a round two. If anything, you're probably hearing a better version. That's the thing. Every time you tell a story, it probably gets better. So might as well hear the updated version, you know? It's like listening to a fucking stand-up working on bits. If you see a stand-up do a bit and then you see him again doing the bit again, are you going to be upset, or are you going to admire the improvements? Some people will be upset and go, I've heard this shit before, but some people will admire the craft. And that's what I'm hoping friends of mine do when I tell the same fucking story I've told 13 times. I hope they're going, wow, it really came together this time. I hope that's what they're thinking, and not like, God damn it, this idiot's telling the same story again. I would fucking remind him, but he said it so many times, it's become disrespectful to us to have to remind him again that he's saying the same stupid shit. Anyway, I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Redundant. I'm being redundant. Oh, it reminded me of my ex, which I guess this was 3 years ago. Damn, it was crazy to think this. I was telling my friend, I was like, I remember this happened. I was like, damn, that was No, he was watching. It was another thing with my ex. Anyway, my ex's niece, she was holding her niece, and she started crying. And it was not a real cry, and I just started laughing in the baby's face, and the baby stopped crying and went like this. And I started laughing and went, Now, if you're listening to the podcast and not watching it, basically the baby just went quiet and wide-eyed and looked at me like, what the fuck, dude? The baby looked at me like, oh shit, he knows. And this baby was not that old. This baby was like months old. And even months in, the baby was like, damn, dude, my scheme is not working. I don't know. Maybe I'll be good at that. Also, I'm sure it gets old. It's easy for me to laugh in a kid's face because I don't have to hear it constantly. I'm sure if you have a kid, you know, you might laugh the first 3 times, but the 47 times after that, you just want to fucking put the kid in the oven and walk away for a couple hours. Not turn it on, but just like put him in there and go like until he's quiet. And then you're like, oh shit, quiet means dead. I didn't realize. I fucking forgot. My bad. I was in a bad headspace. I really do think that's like some people kill their kids that accidentally. They're just like, I need this thing to shut up. They put it in the oven. And they're not putting it in the oven because the oven sounds nefarious. The oven sounds like you're trying to fucking roast your kid. They're not. They're just like, what's a tiny fucking box I could put this thing in where all of the sound will go away? Because you're probably trying to put it in other rooms, you know? You're putting it in its crib. You're going downstairs. You're trying your best to get away from the fucking sound, but it's leaking through every wall. And then one day you're just like, fuck, that oven, the dishwasher. Dude, that's a fucking enclosed space. I wonder, that's pressurized. I wonder if I'd hear him in there. And then you put him in there and you don't hear it. And you're like, damn, just a minute. Just 1 minute. Of silence. It'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'll take him right out. And then next thing you know, a minute becomes 5 minutes, and then you're reading a book or listening to music, and you're like, thank God, dude. Thank God I'm having a little bit of time to myself. And you're pretending that 10 minutes is still a minute, and then before you know it, your baby's suffocated. And you're scooping the corpse out of the quiet place you put it in. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too generous towards baby killers. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think people get tired, man. People get tired and things are making noise and you just want it to stop. You guys have seen me on the podcast hear sirens, dude. Last time I did the podcast last week, there was a siren blaring and I wanted to find the guy and strangle him to death. I wanted to do that. I didn't, thank God, but who knows, dude? If he was close enough to me, who knows? No, I wouldn't have done shit. But a baby, I don't know. No, I don't think I would do that. I would hope not. That's the thing too. I don't know. I don't like when people act like they would be great parents. I don't know if I would be great parents or a great parent. I really don't know. You don't know till you're thrust in that situation. Like I said, I laugh in a kid's face and he stops crying the bullshit cry. But if it was my kid, who knows? I might fucking feel empathetic because it's my flesh and blood. Or I might laugh in its face and destroy its brain. I don't know. I don't know if that's traumatic. I don't know what's traumatic and what's not. I don't have a kid, thank God. But no, the thing that made me think like, oh shit, that was 3 years ago was my friend was watching Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds. And I was like, oh yeah, I just rewatched this. The movie is fucking, I didn't realize how much of an asshole Ryan Reynolds' character is throughout. Because the whole plot is he gets skinny and then he's an asshole womanizer. But when he was chubby, he was like a nice, sweet guy. But you're watching the movie and you're like, nah, he kind of always was kind of an annoying asshole. And even in the end, when he's like a better guy and she ends up with him, you're like, this guy still sucks. But my friend was watching it and I was like, oh yeah, I just rewatched this. Then I thought and he goes, when? I go, with my ex. And I was like, oh wait, that was like 3 years ago. That's about to be 4 years ago, I think. So never mind. Never mind, dude. It was not recently, but for some reason it was burned into my brain. I think it was recent enough before COVID that it feels like it wasn't that long ago. COVID's become a weird thing where it feels like 10 years have happened in 2 years. But also you have this weird thing where you're like, oh, that was last year. And then you realize like, no, it was 3 years ago. Because the last year that you remember being normal is what you're talking about. Anyway, scratching my fucking bloody hands, dude. That's hot. I don't know. Also, I know my friend was joking about, he's going to start reading. But at the same time, I took it very seriously. I was like, are you really thinking about reading more? He's like, yeah, I mean, I said it as a joke. I said it because it was funny, but also I kind of am. And I was like, why? Why, dude? Reading is not a thing to pick up anymore. It isn't. In fact, I really hate when people get elitist with books because bookstores are closing down. So what are you talking about, dude? If you don't read, you're kind of a part of the future, are you not? Also, a lot of people are like, yeah, I read or I like to listen to audiobooks. I'm like, yeah, I listen to fucking tons of podcasts, all right? I'm reading 90 books worth of podcasts all the time. If you're reading biographies, I'm doing the same thing. That's what I'm saying. People just like feeling smarter than other people. Also, I don't know. I've dated multiple people who were like, I would never date a guy who doesn't read a book, who isn't always reading a book. And I'm like, hey, I read one book a year, maybe, dude. Some years I read 4 books. Some years I read 0 books. Some years I read 10 books. It depends on the year and how I'm feeling and if someone puts a good book in my hand or if I see something that catches my eye. And also, you're lying. Dude, people do that all the time. That's why I don't draw a line in the sand with a lot of preferences romantically, because most of the time when people do that, they're wrong. People are like, I'll never date a guy who does this. People have said to my face, I would never date someone who uses Axe body spray or who isn't reading at least a book every 2 months. And I'm like, hey, dude, you're lying right now to my face. We're 6 months in, dude. You're in love with a guy who doesn't do those things. Or you're in love with a guy who doesn't do that thing and wears that thing. So what are we talking about? Also, I just think it's like a rude thing to say. I would never say that to somebody. I would never say like I would never date someone who doesn't play video games. Like that's a fucking crazy thing. if you didn't like going to the movies, I wouldn't ever date you. I mean, I don't know. But maybe I might be the minority on that, because like I do know a lot of people who are like, I don't know. Also, it's like, yeah, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. You know what? It's probably good to date people with similar hobbies. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I have said on this podcast, like, I've dated people who don't eat meat, but if you ate meat, I would like you more. And that's true, dude. And if you played video games, I would like you more. And I've dated people who don't like seeing movies, and it's always much more of a bummer than if somebody likes seeing them. When people love to see movies and we're going on dates, I want to kiss their goddamn face every time I see them. When I'm like, hey, do you want to see a movie? And they're like, movies are kind of boring. I want to shoot them in the goddamn face every time I see them. No, I don't. I just want to walk away. I never feel violent in dating scenarios. I just feel indifferent. Which is good, right? You don't want to feel, It's very weird, my reactions to things. When somebody's arguing about the difference between GIF and GIF, I want to kill them. When a woman I'm on a date with says that movies are kind of boring in general, I want to get the check and walk away. I think that's somewhat healthy. I think that's healthy all around. Right? No, it isn't. It is. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, that's the timer. That's the end of the podcast. That's an hour. Thank you for listening. I had a lot of fun as always. You guys are the best. I love you, and I'll see you next week.